Welcome to Tanks Invest. We're talking about investing, finance, and professional development. As the recording time of 6:38 p.m. on Eastern Time, Ethereum coin trade $2,913, up about 11.30% so far. As you can see clearly on the crypto market, we are bright green at the moment. With respect to the key coins, Bitcoin and Ethereum are both approximately about 12% upward right now, while at the same time the altcoins side of the house are quite surging nicely as well across the spectrum. Just around the same, I would say, a little bit higher than the key coin, but still surging quite prominently. And on the equity side, we are up as well across the spectrum. Dow Jones, S&P 500, and Nasdaq are all up about 0.3% respectively. And at the same time, what's driving this surge today, despite the rotation that was shifting from February, today's the last day of February, to tomorrow's the first day of March, seems like with respect to the main driver on the Russian-Ukraine war, it seems like it's being, I guess mitigated in a way, especially on the media affectation front, knowing the fact that across, a lot of international countries are joining forces on performing highly restrictive sanction onto really limiting the financial capabilities and the circulatory system in Russia, right? And despite the economical backlash, seems like on the invasion front, it has not really digressed at all. It seems like with respect to the invasion on the progression so far, 75% of the militaries from Russia has invaded into Ukraine territory at the moment. And despite the talks that it has been having between Ukraine and Russia today, based on across multiple different media affectation front, there seems like to be no resolution. It seems like Putin really is throwing a Hail Mary with no human remorse. He's really gonna potentially blow up his country for the sake of taking over Ukraine, which is quite crazy. But because of the collective effort that we're seeing across the globe, investors are having confidence, right? That this defensive mechanism that we're performing internationally will, result into a positive resolution, which is what we hope for. Despite, obviously, Russia on its foreshadow around nuclear initialization. That is still in the foreshadow perspective, but we don't know if that's really going to be in fruition. But it seems like across media affectation, they're calling Russia a bluff, right? That's the only trump card. So if that's the case, then it seems like the war is not really worth betting for them. So we should technically translate into some confidence that this invasion, so called, will be well mitigated going forward, right? So I guess in that sense, gives some investors confidence, right? In addition to that, on the crypto side of the house, there are a lot of positive news that's been percolating in the last couple hours so far. Let's just go through them like piece by piece. So with respect to some of the big news that happened today, so with respect to eBay, which is a online e-commerce company, an auction company website, obviously, it will soon be accepting Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin for its payment, reported by eBay. Seems like in their recent investors relations report. In addition to that, respect to Fortune magazine about 12 hours ago, talk about Ukraine crypto tweets. And they have accumulated about $12 million in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDT donation in the last 2 days so far. So seems like there are a lot of adoptions going on in Ukraine, despite this is more for donation purposes for obviously in a defensive effort against Russia. Ukraine putting a stamp of approval, gives a lot of good resonance and good confidence among crypto investors, right? So that's pretty much on the news for us. Just dive into technical analysis without wasting more time with respect to recording time of 6:42 p.m. on the Eastern Time. Ethereum coin trade $2,915, up about close to 12% so far. Right now, we broke above 2,853, so which is obviously being supported by the Russian-Ukraine war news. Seems like it's well mitigated. At the same time, the eBay news, right, which is a seismic one. Corporate investors decide to accept Bitcoin and Ethereum and Dogecoin for payments as a first time, right? So that's a relatively substantive one. It seems like there's a lot more corporate adoption that's in play, which give confidence to investors, right? So right now, what we need to get above is obviously sustain above the 2850 as a level of consolidation. But the real level you get up to is ideal at the 3158. Right now, we have formed a golden cross at the same time at 53F70. So do we see a high leap up? I would say the likelihood will be relatively low because we're already at the upper echelon of the neutral. At the same time, we form a golden cross already. That yes, we might search a little bit more. Ideally, go back to the 3,000 again, but we'll levitate a little bit, right, and then kind of hover back down because we're already kind of almost up there, right? And as we keep leaping up, ideally to 3,000, the scale is going to be at the 65 out of 70, right? As we get to the 3,150, obviously we'll be at the 70 out of 70, right? Just like looking at the scale, comparing the leap up, right? So I do see more bullish coming because of the golden cross that we form, but is it going to be a massive one, right? Surging all the way to like 333, like 3,300, all the way to 3,475. I think we might have to be a little bit patient, right? I think we will ideally go up to 3,150, come back down to ideally 3,000, levitate a little bit, and then continue to surge up from there. Because ultimately, we need to deplete the RSI for us to re-incentivize the market to recirculate to go up from there, right? And at the same time, respect to Bitcoin right now, the bullish news that we're seeing right now is obviously from the eBay news, right? You see that we broke through the 40,000. We breached that gap immediately to the $44,000, right? So right now, the 60 out of 70 will form a golden cross, but I would say this is probably too quick, too fast. Not the most ideal level to wait for you to incur risk at the moment because it's at the upper echelon again, right? So I think what's the play scenario will look like, right? We cross up, so ideally gonna go somewhere around like the 45 ideally, right? Hover back down and ideally, test around the 43,900 again, right? But by that point, you'll be at the 60 to 70 out of 70, right? And ideally glide back down and cover in between again, like just at the blink of like about 42, 41, 500 around there, and levitate as we slowly cross back down the MACD and slowly deplete the RSI front, right? Because right now this is too quick, too fast, obviously mainly driven by the eBay news and some supportive factor on the seems like mitigations on the Russian-Ukraine war, right? So something to be thinking about, right? Respect to Dogecoin, up about 8% right now, 13 cents, anywhere from basically 12 to 10 cents from here is logical with the 60 out of 70 right now, about to form a golden cross. So I think we still have some room to run up to. So ideally going up to all the way to 14, at the peak would be at around 15 cents from here. Cardano is up about 12% right now, anywhere from, again, right, 85 to 74 is still logical. We have outperformed a golden cross or the 46 out of 70. So Cardano is going to be in for a nice one. It's going to keep surging up to ideally 102. Ideally, around 110 would be where we will kind of give up, I think, because of the, just like think about the frame of how much you can leap up potentially, right? So 102 will be the first level of test, right? And I think by then we'll be at the 50. Secondly, you have to form a golden cross. So golden cross will be allowing it to cross up to $1. Whereas you get to $1, I think the monumental level next would be 110, right? And I think we'll hover around 110 and ideally come back down from there. Solana is at $100 right now. We are up 17% at the moment, 51 out of 70. Relatively fast because of the whole, rotation, eBay news, and the Russia-Ukraine war. Would I be buying now? I would say right now, not the most ideal level yet, right? Obviously, because we surge up relatively fast, right? It's been screaming a buy for quite some time, right? Anywhere from, again, right, 90 to 75 below is still more logical to incur risk. XRP is up about 8% right now. Again, right, 65 to 57 from here. Polkadot's up about 9% as well. Anywhere from basically, right now at the 52 out of 70, so really, really overbought. Not really, really overbought, like relatively on the upper echelon overbought, right? We form a golden cross, that's why we surge up from here. Ideally, anywhere from basically 1650 all the way to 1406 is still logical. Cardano is up about 9% so far. I like anywhere from basically 79 to 69 from here with the 45 of 70, so not there yet. Shiba Inu is up about 10% as well, obviously dragged up by the whole market. And low 2000s, 1400, 900 from here. Polygon's up about 11% right now. Again, right, anywhere from 142 to 120. So whoever bought at 143, congratulations. AVAX up about close to 12.5%. Anywhere from, again, right, 59 to 50, right? Like right now it's still a head and shoulder pattern. Shoulder, not head, shoulder, shoulder. So not a good level to incur risk at the moment right now. Luna's up about 25%, so this is a lot of parabolic move at the moment. Large separation, we reach all the way to approximating to be $100 with the 73 out of 70. So this is screaming sell at the moment. Definitely not advisable to be buying at the moment, despite how parabolic it looks like right now. This is obviously its own micro affectation, up 25% right now. Seems like a whale has dumped a lot of money into it, or collectively a lot of people dumping a lot of money into it. The volume is definitely high. Definitely not advisable to be incurring risk at the moment. You are trading at a relatively high premium, especially. Right, so these are the marching order to look out for, and let me know if you have any questions on the risk management levels. Definitely a green positive days, and sorry for being a little bit late. I've just been having back-to-back meetings like crazy for the last since I woke up this morning. It's been non-stop, so appreciate you for your patience, and let me know if you have questions. Take care. Bye.